It's Michael's voice as his brothers march into the spotlight, taking fans behind the scenes in A&E's The Jacksons, A Family Dynasty.
Hi, honey.
Halima is my wife and my caretaker. She takes care of me, be it business, be it home.
Welcome to show business, Halima. What you're going to see is who we really are. I mean, they have to shadow us because we're all over the globe.
The Jacksons gave me a sneak peek at what's to come when the first 2 episodes air Sunday.
Will we ever see Michael's children in your series?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
No, Michael wished to keep their life private, so we respect that.
Where will Paris, Prince, and Blanket be celebrating Christmas, and in what way?
They will be in Encino with the rest of the kids.
How much of your grieving process was shown on the show?
Lots of it.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
I am so sorry.
It's with us every day.
But wait a minute, whose reality show is this?
All right, get Kevin over there.
Yep, that's our Kevin Frazier in episode 2 during his exclusive Jackson Brothers interview.
You know, sitting across from the Jackson brothers was one of those moments where I'm thinking to myself, how in the world did I get here? But the problem was, Jermaine wasn't there.
Where's Jermaine?
He's in California. He's got pink eye. But I told him when I see him, he's going to have a purple
Black
eye.
Kevin keeps pressing.
Is there a problem behind the scenes with you guys?
And the tension mounts.
Sometimes the media can get tough. My brother, I like you, so let's keep it that way.
Passion Business on the way. Pee Wee Herman is with us. Over the last 40 years, our next guests have traveled the world, sold more than 250 million records, had their own cartoon, and been inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Their new reality show, The Jacksons, A Family Dynasty, premieres this Sunday at 9 on A&E. Please say hello to Jackie, Tito, and Marlon, the Jacksons. Know that song, right?
It sounds good. The band sounds great, Jimmy.
Well,
that sounds good, Jimmy.
I should say Tito, Cleto, Tito. Well, thanks for coming. It's good to have you here. Where's Jermaine? What happened?
He's Jermison.
He is Jermison?
Yes. With a Jermaine Grant. Yes.
He did this, I saw on the show, on the reality show. He disappeared. You guys were supposed to do a photo shoot or something.
He always disappears.
He had like pink eye. Is he not reliable in that way?
He's like the invisible man.
He is. Wasn't it a medical emergency or anything like that?
That's what it was.
Your dad grounded him for not tap dancing enough or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. So you guys do know where he is or you don't know where he is?
Well, we didn't want to tell you, but he might be doing the Letterman show.
I don't blame him. I really don't. All right, well, let's move on from that. Congratulations on the show. And I think it's important to mention that you guys started taping the show well before your brother Michael passed away, which I think some people think, oh, well, look, they're capitalizing on this, and that's not the case. You guys started taping the show before
we started taping the show in January of this year.
January of this year?
Yes.
Whose idea was it to do this show?
I think the brothers felt people had been coming to us about doing a show of this nature. And with fans across the globe, we thought that was fair just to give the fans a snippet of our private life. Not the private side, but just in some...
What were you guys up to at the time when you decided to do this? What were you guys doing?
Well, each one of the brothers, you know, we have families, we have our own individual projects that we work on, so we're busy doing those type of things.
He's always in Africa all the time.
You're in Africa all the time?
Yes, I have a project that I'm doing with the government over there.
With the government?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
I was on the road doing music, of course.
You were on the road playing?
Playing with my band.
I'm working on my son's career, and I live in Las Vegas.
Managing your son, who's a rapper, right?
Yes.
And, okay, so you come together and you decide to do this show, and then, you know, all this happens, and it becomes, you know, the spotlight obviously becomes much more intense. Is that, I mean, in a way, I mean, obviously it's not a good thing, but it's brought a lot more attention to this project.
It has brought attention to this project, but also I want people to understand that, you know, when you lose a loved one, a sibling, it's very painful. And we took time off to mourn, and then we know we had an obligation to continue the show, so that's what we did.
And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, now you've lost Jermaine. We don't know where the hell he is. Now, I wanted to give the audience, we have some fans in the audience, a quick question, quick opportunity to ask a question. We have a gentleman in the front row here. Yes.
I'm like everybody else, I'm a fan of all the Jacksons, but especially Michael. My question is for Jermaine. Will you be performing your great song Dynamite on the show?
Okay, Jermaine is not here with us tonight. Jermaine, we just said Jermaine is not here with us on the show tonight.
Oh my God, I was focusing so much on my question I didn't even...
Yeah, no, yeah, okay, that's all right, that's okay.
We lit the fuse, though.
You know, I don't know, please disregard that, we'll edit that out of the show. I want to ask about when you guys moved from Gary, Indiana to Los Angeles. You moved, how old were you guys at that time?
I was about 17.
17 years old?
I was about 14.
And I was 12, 11, 12. Something.
So this was a huge change of culture for you to move from Gary to Hollywood, right?
Absolutely.
As kids, I mean, growing up and being suddenly famous, really, is that, I mean, what would you guys do?
We recorded, actually. We recorded.
Every single day we're in the recording studio. And it was a sight to see. All the palm trees, people living in the hills, and big homes, and you walk down the street, you see Rolls Royces and convertible cars. That was exciting for us to see things.
You'd wander around this neighborhood?
Oh yes,
absolutely.
Yes. You know, coming from Gary, Indiana, there weren't any hills, anything like that. Seeing the mountains, seeing the hills, it was exciting for us.
Steel mill.
Even to see a palm tree was very exciting.
Yes.
Let's try again to take another question from the audience. We have a question. Yes, a gentleman. Yes, what's your question, sir?
My question, this one is for Tito, because he's neato and sweeto. Tito, where is Jermaine? And can you tell him I said what's up?
Well, again, we addressed that earlier. Jermaine is not here. We're not sure where he is, but thank you again for the question. Okay, thank you. Quick Jermaine question. When he named his son Your Majesty, honestly, what went through your heads?
That's Jermaine.
That's a Jermaine-y thing to do?
That's the Jermaine-y thing to do.
And when his son got older, did he go, Dad, why did you give me this name?
Well, he's still a young kid now, so he's only 8 years old, so it's just...
Everyone calls him Your Majesty?
We call him Jerma sometimes.
Germ?
Germa.
Germa?
Germa.
Okay, Germa. This is something you'd spray with Lysol.
It's better than Your Majesty, you know.
Magic Johnson was here last week, and he was talking about...
I saw that show, too.
Touring with you guys.
Oh, yes.
And playing basketball with you guys, and just like locking off the whole top floor of a hotel, and just going crazy. What do you remember about him during that time?
Well, he's an incredible guy. He's been an avid fan for many, many years, and Magic is the best. Would you say so, guys?
Yes.
He's a great friend.
He's a great friend.
Lovely guy.
He was Jackie's friend, and at first, and he used to come to our rehearsals when we was rehearsing for a tour. Then he came on the road with us, hung out with us, and we did a lot of great things. Just had fun.
Yes.
Your dad, did he allow fun, or was business number one with Dad?
Business was number one, but we also, in Gary, Indiana, it was business, rehearsal, 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 rehearsal.
Right.
On the road, we rehearsed as well, but we had time to have a little fun as well in the hotel rooms and things of that nature.
Do you guys harbor ill will towards your dad for that disciplinarian role that he, I mean, really, the hard line he took with you guys?
I'm happy where I'm at today, so if it wasn't for my pops, you know, I could take my hat off.
Do you do a similar thing with your children? Are you the same way?
Oh, pretty much so, yeah.
Things are a little different today, you know, with kids. You know?
Yeah, we have the police now and stuff. We get called in when
that's right.
when you whack the kids in the head.
That's right.
It's not allowed anymore.
It's not the same, yeah.
Let's take another question if we could. Oh, yeah, we have a guy. Okay, yeah. Yes, sir.
One.
You in the corner.
Yes. My question is for Mr. Herman, Mr. Pee Wee Herman.
Wait a minute.
Have you ever met Jermaine Jackson, and was it awesome?
Okay. No.
And also...
All right, well, thank you very much. That was not... Now, what's the plan from here? You got the reality show. Are you going to go on tour? Are you going to put on a show?
There's many plans, tours, whatever.
Yeah, there's tours, and we're going to do a concert and do a record. We've been working.
Do you think Jermaine will show up for those?
Oh, yeah, he's always
He will.
And we have, you know, our brother Randy, who is not on the show. He'll be there. Nowhere in the world that we can get on stage without him.
Does your brother Randy get mad that Randy Jackson is on American Idol and now everyone's confused?
Tell him the story, Tito. Tell him that story.
Well, I had got a call that they were actually looking for Randy Jackson, my brother. Somehow they called up with Randy Jackson, the record exec.
You think they accidentally hired him for American Idol?
Well, Randy Jackson answered the call.
Uh-huh. Wow.
My brother didn't.
Wow. There'd be a lot less dogs in the world. Well, thank you guys for being here. Congratulations on the new show. It's called The Jacksons, a Family Dynasty. It premieres on Sunday at 9 on A&E. The Jacksons and Pee Wee Herman, everybody. We'll be right back with Fashion Bit.
The Jimmy Kimmel Live Concert Series, sponsored by Bud Light Golden Week.
Tonight, a primetime exclusive with the Jacksons. Jermaine, Marlon, Jackie, and Tito, they're all here.
2300 Jackson Street. Yeah, there you go. What?
They'll tell us how the family dynasty is doing since Michael's death now 5 months ago, what his kids are up to, and how they're moving on in the face of tragedy.
They're doing as best as you can expect when you lose a parent.
Next on Larry King Live. Good evening. We welcome Jermaine, Jackie, Tito, and Marlon Jackson. The brothers' new reality series, The Jacksons, a Family Dynasty, premieres on A&E this Sunday night, December 13th. The only member of the Jackson 5 not here is brother Michael. 5 months, hard to believe so quick. 5 months since he died. Where first, Jermaine? Where's Randy?
Randy's probably in Monaco, where we should be, right, guys?
Did he not want to be is there any reason why he isn't a part of this reality show?
Well, he's still taking care of things with the estate and still just being Randy. He's welcome anytime we love him. He elected not to participate, and so we respect his decision. But he's still our brother, and
might Tito he make an appearance down the line?
I'm hoping he would make an appearance. You know, he's with us on the music and the records and all those things, but he's a little shy about the camera thing.
Yeah. He said he's going to make some personal appearances, but we're waiting for that to happen. So.
All right, how are you all? It's 5 months. Does it seem like 5 months, Marlon?
No, it doesn't seem like 5 months. And the thing about it is that I think for myself, and I can only speak for myself, I'm learning to deal with my brother's passing. And every day I say to myself, I can't believe that my brother's not here.
Where were you when he died?
I actually was in Georgia when he had passed.
And they phoned you?
Actually, no. Actually, I got a phone call from a friend of mine who said, "Is your brother all right?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He was rushed to the hospital. As I was calling my brothers, calling my mom, my daughter downstairs said, "Dad, Uncle Michael's dead."
That had to be unbelievable, right?
That was unbelievable.
Where were you, Tito?
Actually, I was at home doing some work, and one of my sons had called me and asked me, was it true what we're hearing about Uncle Michael? So I said, what is it that you're hearing? He said that they just rushed him to the hospital. So I immediately tried to tune into CNN Headlight News, and had learned that on my way, I called my mom, and she said, you guys better get down here. So on the way there, Janet had called me and said, "Tito, are you driving?" I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "Pull over." And when she said that, I knew something was drastically wrong. And I pulled over, and she broke the bad news to me.
Jackie, how'd you learn?
I was at the Venetian Hotel with Jermaine's 2 kids shopping, and I was just looking at a monitor where Michael shops and buy all his luggage and things like that, and souvenirs, and we were just looking at it. All of a sudden, someone passing said, "Michael Jackson died," or someone passing saying that passed me. And I said, "No way." So I walked outside and I got a phone call from my mom. And she told me it's true.
And Jermaine, I know we've asked you before, but just for the benefit of those who didn't see it, where were you?
Well, I was on the other side of Pasadena. My first phone call was you guys. And
you found out from CNN?
I found out from CNN. And I just said, I'm going to call my mother right away. So I called my mother. She said she was on her way to the hospital. Within 45 minutes passed, I spoke to Janet, and I spoke to our attorney, Joe Katz, and the next thing I knew, I called my mother back, and she could hear her voice. She was at the hospital. She said, he's dead. And it was just a horrible tone in her voice.
Were you all very close, Jackie?
Yes, we were very close. Despite Michael travels a lot, and he does his own thing, but we're all close, very close.
And despite his fame, Tito, there was no jealousy or anything?
None whatsoever, because we are brothers, and we all reared this together, and that's...
it was the Jackson 5 platform that launched all the individual careers, Michael's, Janet's, ours. It was the Jackson 5.
I think what people don't understand, the camaraderie amongst the brothers began back in the early 60s when we began to, before we came to Motown, our traveling to the Apollo, New York in the Volkswagen van or the Ford truck with our equipment. And there was a bond that was born amongst the brothers at that time because we were all trying to make it, striving, trying to make things happen.
We'll ask about the reality series in a moment, but as any fan of the Jackson 5 knows, the group left Motown for CBS, and that was in 1976. Except for Jermaine, he stayed at Motown. Here's a clip from The Jacksons, a family dynasty. It's going to premiere next Sunday, about that breakup. Watch.
The reason why I stayed this really hurts.
Don't worry about it, Jimmy.
The reason why I stayed at Motown, because Motown introduced us to the world as the Jackson 5. And to be told that you're gonna go to CBS and we're gonna make you like the Beatles. The Beatles, we're the Jackson 5, and that's all I wanted. And so the fact that we started there, it was just loyalty, just being loyal to where we started.
When you came back to the group, it was one of the best, favorable memories of my life,
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Just look.
You're still bitter over that, huh, Jermaine? It was sad.
It was sad because being alone and not knowing where they were and not having that connection, and then the fans were like treating me a bit different by saying, well, you left the group and we don't want your autograph and that kind of stuff. But the love that I've had for them and they've had for me has never changed.
How did the brothers, how did this whole thing come about, Jackie, this reality show?
Well,
whose idea was this? Who put it together?
Well, Jermaine came to us and said there's a reality show on the table for us. And we didn't know whether we want to do it or not, because it's a reality show. We've never done a reality show, and
but Jackie was very tough to sell.
Well,
he's always tough to sell.
No, I didn't want to do it, but Jermaine said it's something we must do. Give a chance for the world to see what we do at home as
So what do they do, Tito? They follow you around as a group or individually?
Yeah, they do a little bit of both. And I told them it's all fine, as long as they don't catch me coming in and out the shower.
You glad you did it, Marlon?
Yes, I'm glad, but as you know, a little bit apprehensive about doing something of this nature because there's a private side of your life that I strongly feel that the public is not entitled to, and that's not just with our family, that's with any family. So you let them inside your life, but there's a private side that
you have control of the edit?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll take a break and come back. Lots to talk about. And don't forget, this show will premiere on Sunday night, December 13th on A&E. We'll be right back.